Well, I've already primed them and painted them with one coat of white, and I ran out, so now I'm getting ready to, I sanded them again, and now I'm getting ready to put another coat of white spray paint on them. Well, the models turned out to be shiny after spraying them white, but now I'm going to spray the sponsons yellow. The first time I did them, I brushed them with latex paint, and it took like 4 or 5 coats, even after I had it primed, to get it to cover so that it still looks halfway decent. So this time I'm trying to spray with oil base, and that should make it much quicker to do. I noticed that the yellow covers the white pretty good, so that's what I'm going to do. I sprayed the whole thing white. I didn't worry about underneath because that's going to be black, and I'm not too concerned because I know the black's going to cover pretty decently, maybe 2 coats. But the yellow I'm hoping to get by with maybe 1 coat. And the blue tape hopefully is not going to pull the finish off. And I'm just kind of going down near the bottom. The black is going to come up about 1/8 of an inch. And just basically make sure I get it down along all the edges so that the yellow doesn't get on something it's not supposed to. Last night I painted them yellow, but there's still a lot of little pinholes in it. Some of these pinholes. And there's a couple places where I got a little alligating, which means I put the paint on too thick, and as it dried, it looks kind of bad. Anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to go and sand a little bit of everything. The more I sand, the less of these holes will appear, because there's a little bit of paint inside the holes now. And so I'm sanding the top layer down so it's all the same level. And most of those holes will disappear. Now I'm using 180 to quickly go over it. And then I'll be going back over it with 220 before I start painting it. Now, I'm not spending too much, and I really don't want to go through the white. Remember, there's a coat of white underneath this? I really don't want to go through that if I can help it, because the yellow might look different shades if I do, because of the dark gray underneath. See, the holes are just slowly disappearing. Oh, I did sand through a little bit there, but I'm trying not to. I'm using my toothpick or my popsicle stick. Some of these little edges, I can see a little weird spot there. It's easier, the more paint you get on them, the easier it is to see some of these little imperfections. I'm not trying to get these things perfect because it would take way too long. Now I'm going over with real quick with just some 220, just to kind of get rid of some of the scratches that the 180 might have left. Then I'll blow it all off. Now I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes and then give it one more quick coat. I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick sanding with 220 and then clear coat it. It's already clear, and I'm just trying to get rid of some of the little scratches. Hopefully the clear coat will cover all the scratches. Now I did make the mistake of setting this in my windowsill on my car, the dash, and it warped it a little bit because it got really hot, so lesson learned. Don't put them in the windowsill or the dash. And I'll let them dry and then hopefully untape them tonight and do some of the black on the bottom. Ready for the black on the bottom and the decals. And switch to the bigger brush for the bottom. Last one. I'm not really happy with the way this black line looks across here. It's really not very straight. And if I went and brushed it again, I'd probably get some of the lower spots, you know, where it dips down. But to make it a little easier, I'm just going to want to beat a tape across it, and that way I can get it done real quick and get it pretty straight right off the bat. And I'm using my small brush and I'm going to paint right on the tape. With my shaking hand, right on the edge of the tape. So I'm getting the white and recoating the black and the tape all at one shot. It looks a lot better. I'm just going to use a small brush to paint the nose cone again.